When you reach different levels of consciousness, you will experience things happen that are unexplainable, and you feel sometimes that you're living in a film, or you don't know how to talk about it to other people. Rest assured, you're in the right place. Today I want to talk about entities, fallen angels, things trying to manipulate and contact you that might not be for the highest good. It's called discernment. It's spiritual discernment. It takes practice. Because when you start opening up and you are able to receive information, because remember, the brain, it's not for thinking. The brain is a receiver. So when you can receive information, there are lots of other things that want to talk to you, okay, if you're capable of doing that. It doesn't matter what vibrational frequency you're on, you are still going to get negative things coming in, because they like to masquerade as light. When I say negative, these are entities that don't have the highest good of mankind at their core. They are selfish instead of selfless. These people are self-serving for their own agendas, say people, entities, and they will masquerade as light because that's what they do. That's why a lot of people think they're talking to things that they actually aren't, and this can have effects on your trajectory. It is something that you really must call out. So if you are faced with something you're not sure about, you can call that out and say, are you really whoever it's supposed to be? Show yourself. If not, you must leave. That has to happen. It has to be honoured. I've done this many times, and it is quite strange when you see something going from a light sort of angelic frequency to an actual demon. And I'm sharing this because I've seen it. I know it's possible, and it just sounds scary, but it's not. We have the power. They do not. They need the light, they need the energy. And then when you are in, because you'll hear people saying, oh, when you're of this frequency, that doesn't even come into it. Yeah, that is right in some ways. But I'm talking for people that have experienced this, and because at this time there's so much positivity on this planet, the frequency is really raising, and that depends which world you choose to live in at the moment. And that's what the sort of split is they talk about. That polarization of really negative people and really highly conscious, positive, loving people is becoming a real big shift. And because of that, because things are being outed and exposed, there are nowhere for these negative beings and energies to actually live, host, feed from. They feed from fear, they feed from propaganda, they feed from any lower vibrational frequency, emotions and feelings that are in the lower. Doubt, guilt, shame, all these things. So that's what, you hear if you turn the TV on. That's where all the weird things that you'll see films, horror, just weird storylines, murder, awful storylines. People are watching these, they're going into their consciousness. It's really unhealthy. It's making people sick, and it is making people sick because it's lowering their frequency. When the vibrational frequency of your body lowers, you will get ill. When you're living in a high vibration, you can't get ill. There's no room for illness. That's why you hear about people who have cured themselves